Step 1, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Tom, it's just a tough subject. A recent study by Brown University showed that nearly 450 children are killed each year by their parents.
My daughters were picked up on a Friday by their father to spend the weekend, and that night he pumped carbon monoxide into their bedroom and slit their throats.
Searches have begun for 2 children killed by their mother in Hopkins County.
9-year-old Hayden King was laid to rest today. Hayden's 4-year-old sister Harper will have a celebration of life service tomorrow morning.
Here's a story that's breaking at 6 o'clock. It's all centered around the 3 people you see on your screen. The key pieces in a Middletown murder case.
On the left is James Hutchinson. Police say the 6-year-old was killed allegedly by his own mother.
East Los Angeles mother was charged today with killing her 3 young children. The youngest was less than 2 months old.
Tonight at 6 with breaking news.
Good evening to you, friends. Greg Merriweather along with Elizabeth Vow. Our top story today, that precious little 2-year-old right now. 2 people are facing charges accused of murdering little Nevaeh Allen. Investigators found the 2-year-old dead in Mississippi after several days of searching.
One of those blamed in her death, the girl's mother, Lanaya Cardwell.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
Well, hello, my beautiful people. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys can see me clear. I kind of like this camera from where I'm sitting, but we'll only be able to tell as time goes on in this live. It's nice to see everybody. We already have 370 people in chat. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. We've got a lot of information that we are going to cover, but first, before I do, I found this. This is the language of letting go. We used to read this every morning to get our morning started off right, and I don't know, it just went by the wayside, and I think we need to start bringing it back because I actually like this one. It says, I was sitting, this is for December 15th, it says, fall in love with life. Fall in love with life. I was sitting in the chair at a beauty shop getting my hair cut one day and listening to my beautician chatting away. She showed me pictures of one of her friends, a woman who had gotten married and recently had a baby girl. She's been so in love since the child was born, she said, showing me pictures of the new mother's smiling face. In love with her husband, I asked. No, she said, well, that's too. I mean, in love with life. Have you ever been in love? Had your heart been... Sorry, I can't read. It's dark in here. Have you ever been in love? Had your heart beat fast when you anticipated the call of your lover, felt the way the sun felt warmer on your face, the sky appeared bluer, the clouds more fluffy, and the sunset more grand? What if you could fall in love with your life and feel that way each day? I'm not saying romantic relationships are bad. They're not. They're part of being human and getting needs met. But what if we take all of our passion and focus into falling in love with life? Maybe that's what I meant by universal love. Or maybe that's what is meant by universal love. Maybe that's the part we give back. Fall in love with life today. God, help me feel passionate about my life and all possibilities that stretch out before me. I thought that was pretty, because we're always talking about love, love, love. It's Christmas time, kindness, but, maybe, fall in love with your life. Sometimes I feel like we take so much for granted, even if we don't have what the next person has. I feel like we take so much for granted, like this little buddy here, she takes me for granted, right? She just expects me to get up and feed her and water her every day and show her a bunch of love, right? But what happens if I get hit by a freight train? I'm not getting hit by a freight train. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that in your little ears. Whoop. So one new thing I found out is our baby Delilah likes pineapple. She does not like cantaloupe, but she loves pineapple. Interesting little fact. And there's one little more tidbit that we're going to get into before we start our show today. And that is Stefanie Damron. One of our subscribers here sent me this case. And while I can't dive into it, I figured we could at least advocate for it, for this missing girl. There's a reason why there is an FBI issued $15,000 reward. She's a teen out of Maine. I did hear about this. It does sound awfully sus, just in my opinion. If you guys would like to reach out, if you guys do any research or want to cover this case a little more thoroughly, please send me some emails with some information and I'll start digging in.
On September 27th, 2024, the FBI joined forces with our law enforcement partners to assist in the search. Today, we are renewing our call for the public's assistance, and we are here to announce that the FBI is offering a significant reward of up to $15,000 for information leading to her safe return or the arrest and prosecution of anyone involved in her disappearance. The FBI hopes this reward will incentivize anyone with information about Stefanie's whereabouts to come forward. Any detail, no matter how small, could be helpful. Stefanie's family desperately wants to know where she is, and we are fully committed to helping our law enforcement partners exhaust every investigative resource to find her and bring her home. Immediately after she was reported missing, the FBI brought in our Child Abduction Rapid Deployment, or CARD team. The CARD team is a group of highly trained and experienced subject matter experts on cases involving missing children. Investigators have conducted dozens of interviews and followed up on leads in Maine, across the country, and even Canada. Despite extensive investigative efforts, including a neighborhood canvass and video search, along with an expansive grid search utilizing canines from Maine Warden Service and Maine State Police, Stefanie is still missing.
So this behavior has not been uncommon for Stefanie, which is why I think the family waited a little bit of time, gave her a little bit of time before calling the police immediately. And so, but in this case, for obvious reasons, since she hasn't turned up, we slowly ratcheted up all the investigative resources that are present, in that area today for this reason.
So at this point, everything is still on the table for us. From her simply being missing to run away to the worst situation, because we don't have any concrete leads or tips that will let us basically in one direction or the other. So we don't want to leave anything on the table and not take something serious. So, but at this point, there's nothing that leads us in one specific direction.
And because it's so far up north, I know you said you were searching Canada as well. If she was in Canada, how would that process move forward, looking for her?
We would partner with the RCMP or the FBI also has resources that we can partner with other law enforcement to follow up on any information.
All right, there you guys have it. So that is, hold on a second, let me put myself back up here so I can get my next. So what we learned the other day, and in some not so public or not so private, I guess, ways, there is an unscrupulous PI. I'm going to call him an unscrupulous PI because that's what he is to me. He's an unscrupulous PI. There we go. Share this tab instead. Now I got to figure out how to get back to you guys. Hold on a second. This is not working out the way I wanted it to. There we go. And I'll start that. So these are some of the comments made. I don't think I want that one. I think I want this one first. Right here. So we learned about this. As you can see, it's a comment. You can't see exactly when their comment was. I don't know when this screenshot was taken. It could have been taken today and left yesterday. But this is on a post. It looks like with the breaking, it's on At Night Media or At Night Intelligence Agency. And it's a post that they posted at 11:16 p.m. This would change depending on the time zone of whoever took this screenshot, just FYI. But it was on 12/12/24. And a person by the name, can you guys all see that? Okay, you guys hopefully can. Let me see if I can get that a little bit bigger for you. Hold on. Won't let me get it any bigger than that. But I'll read it for you. It says, why is there no desire to figure out whose car pulled up at 3 a.m.? And of course, this unscrupulous PI says, we know exactly who it is. Exactly who it is. So far, it's my understanding that this has not gone to any type of law enforcement. but to know exactly who it is, especially after this particular unscrupulous PI, as well as the family in which he represents, has been trying to convince us it is a garbage truck. And now all of a sudden, it's a vehicle. Funny how that happens. Moreover, not only is it just a vehicle, but they know who it is. They know who it is. Unscrupulous PI also recently posted Seth has the majority of the CPS reports on him. These flocking feathers are underhanded humans, in my opinion. Yes, they are. And this one is more in line with obstructing justice and being an accessory than really, executing private investigator skills and experience. So this is very interesting for me dealing with this. What do we got here? Oh, Hen House has been a member for 3 months. God bless you, love. God bless you. So that's just one of the comments. We're going to get into a little bit more here. I'm going to go over to a different one, and then we'll go back to the little mini slideshow. I'll say it's a mini slideshow because it's only got 2 little slides on it, and I don't like how the slides did. I could have done it differently, and I didn't. I just figured I'd try something new. I don't know. It's Sunday. What can I say? So we're going to go over here, okay? This right here is, who is, it's right, Crime Time Buzz. Crime Time Buzz. This is, apparently, it's my account. I'm just joking. It's not my account. But it seems like everybody that puts up opposition, there's one content creator out there that accuses everybody of being a Betty. It's funny. Oh, I see yous in the house. It's nice to see you. Billy Sunday, pay attention. 2 separate incidents, one garbage truck and the other is the car. Thank you. Yes, right? So now we at least have acknowledgement from that side that this is a vehicle. And allegedly, this unscrupulous PI knows exactly who was in that vehicle and why flashlights were going from the backside of the home to the car. So let's get on with it. Let's hear what Crime Time Buzz has to say.
And we're
if somebody would do the courtesy, this is credit to Crime Time Buzz. If you guys have her, one of my mods has her channel. Would you please plug it into the chat box below kindly? Please and thank you. God bless you.
But most importantly, I was going through some of the stuff, and I went over to what SF Investigate was saying. And you know that many of us, believe that that was not a trash truck in the backyards. And the lights were not a trash truck. Many of us, hey, Cinderelli, thank you. Many of us.
Cinderelli, you cheating on me? I'm just joking.
To and from a car, right? Hi, Opal Sisk. A car that pulled up at 3 a.m. Well, law enforcement has never acknowledged that vehicle or those flashlights. They dismissed that as what? A trash truck. Okay, we know there was an Uber that pulled into the neighborhood, I believe for a neighbor on Honeysuckle to go to the airport, but that is not the 3 a.m. car.
If anybody knows about that car, that came in about 5:45, if I'm not mistaken.
The 3 a.m. car is known to be a dark sedan. Okay.
I don't know if it's a dark sedan. I don't believe it to be a dark sedan. I know everybody's done their own, little stuff about it, but we'll find out.
And that was never confirmed by law enforcement. Hey, Wanda Beard, that was never confirmed by law enforcement. Hi, Cheryl Barnes. They, never acknowledged, nor were the flashlights. And so when SF Investigates made this post on X, that to me, he did confirm there's a 3 a.m. car because he says they know exactly who it was. He does. And
so I don't know if that information is to be released, but we don't all have to believe this cockapoo, which I don't believe half the crap that comes out of his mouth. And anyways, if they do know who is in that car, the first thing that pops in my mind is they're about to plan B somebody.
And if you confirm the car, you're confirming the flashlights.
Amen.
Because they were going to and from the car. So I am going to share that with you because I think it's very important. Is a trash truck small? I guess a garbage truck. Forgive me for misspeaking. A garbage truck.
Garbage truck, trash truck. It is what it is. So, and just for Crime Time Buzz, don't engage with people that start correcting you because people call it different things. I call it a trash truck one day and a garbage truck the next day. And if somebody's going to say it's a garbage truck, not a trash truck, I don't want to hear it. Just tell them to poof, be gone.
I apologize, y'all. Right. I don't either. But what's important is, my friends, if he is stating he knows who was in that vehicle, that needs to go to law enforcement, correct? Because law enforcement thinks it's a trash truck, allegedly. So that information of
I like how she keeps such a straight tone when she says that, even though I know she's being a little condescending. I love that. Oh, listen to that. That was classic.
He knows who was in that vehicle. That needs to go to law enforcement, correct? Because law enforcement thinks it's a trash truck, allegedly.
Oh, that cracked me up. We're going to get through a little more of that. But the bottom line is now we've gotten off the fence about whether or not that was a vehicle, a trash truck, or just little twinkles of what are they? Lightning bugs, those light bugs, the butt light up bugs, right? Could have been that. Could have been that. What are they called? Are they called lightning bugs? I think they're called lightning bugs. But you know what I'm saying? So now they're the family, right? The family that was adamant about, let's go back to Chronicles of Olivia. Let's hear what they have to say. Let me get this up. I wasn't prepared for this one, but now that we're talking about it, I know that because she's awesome, always has her stuff split up. So let me go here and here. She's such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. I love her. Okay. Might as well throw this up here.
And was telling them, like, our son is missing and we don't know what's
Security
going on.
footage right here. Let's hear.
One other question I have is recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video? Or
Sure. So there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay. And that is exactly what it is. It's speculations.
Oh, just minor speculation. Nothing to see over here, y'all. Nothing to see over here. It's just a little minor speculation.
Now, what I can give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement.
Nobody asked you about that. They asked you about the damn security lights.
State law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not.
They would have loved it to have been one too. Loved it. Just. I bet you they manifested it to happen. It went from a garbage truck magically to freaking flashlights.
I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you, as the parents, we have seen the video firsthand from
They've seen it firsthand. Let's keep going.
Law enforcement. We know exactly where it was taken from, and nothing that is being assumed right now is actually true about that video, unfortunately.
Nothing true. Nothing to see over here.
And anything about any other videos or anything like that, please refer to the TBI news link that they have out there, the updated Amber Alert stuff. And it will give you the most up-to-date information that all law enforcement has. And they will give you current as far as what's what.
Well, just to let you know, this has not been updated since I want to say March. It might have been updated maybe April. I think so. The most up-to-date information, and the thing hasn't even been updated.
And how they're looking at things.
And if there's any new video, forward it to them.
Please.
Yeah. Security footage is really like a game changer. We're working on Riley's.
Yeah, they don't look really happy knowing that it's a game changer. Just a minor observation. Just minor. Nothing to see over here, folks. Nothing to see over here. And then the next one is, I don't even know what channel this one is, but the Unscrupulous PI further says, at Granny's watching, I won't know until tomorrow. Carter is the lead detective. If he made the statement to Nick or Dog, then there is a huge problem. We will be addressing this tomorrow. Like, he's the head honcho. So he's obviously in contact with law enforcement. So if he's in contact with law enforcement, why can't he give them exactly who the heck this person is in this car that had flashlights out behind Sebastian's home? I'm just asking for at least 741 people. Just saying. Just saying. So who are these people? Why aren't they arrested? Why aren't they in handcuffs? These people in the car. You know? And why is a PI withholding this critical information? Why is he holding it to his chest if it can blow the case wide open? Why is there no contact or no referring this information over to law enforcement? And if they have referred it over to law enforcement and nobody's arrested yet, I'd have to say that it probably wasn't right. Just an observation, right? Because usually people that are outside of people's homes where kids go missing, they usually wind up in these handcuff things. They're uncomfortable. I had a crash course recently. It was just a practice. They were just practicing. They wanted to make sure they knew the process, how to actually put them on, how to walk. They needed some practice for the big day. Got to make light of something. That's what we want to know. Proudfoots are arrogant or ignorant if they think, really LE are their friends, part of their part of the read technique. Yeah. They need to practice to make perfect. I hope I gave them enough practice. Yeah, it's a pretty simple process. You walk up, you hook them on, you put the hands behind the back, and that's how you roll. That's how you roll. They just needed some practice. They got the big game coming up. I can feel it. No, I'm hoping, all satire aside, I'm hoping. It's never common for anyone to be walking around other people's houses at 3 a.m., much less for a homeowner to be out walking around. Actually, this is kind of funny that you say that, because I was just having a conversation, and lo and behold, somebody does actually take midnight strolls. When they get stressed and can't sleep, they'll take a midnight stroll, just a walking. And I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. You know me. I'm not going anywhere at midnight, right? But there are a segment of the population, if they feel safe in their community and they can't sleep, they'll get up and walk the sleep in them, right? Was there actually a car in the neighborhood? Oh yeah, there's a car. Let me pull it up. Everybody knows what I think it is. Doesn't make it so, but everybody knows what vehicle I think it is, and it's because I did an overlay. But I'll show you the raw. I'll show you the raw footage without the overlay. All right, there's the raw footage without the overlay. I mean, it's in a video. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Oh, still can't see it. Well, Dad, burn it. I guess I need to get my shiznit together. There you go. So here's the front headlights here. Here's the back of it. I personally think that this right here is the reflection of a hatchback. I don't know what this little doohickey dot thing is, but it's driving me nuts. But I do believe that this is more in line. I wish I could get my, it won't let me do it when it's like that, I guess is what it is. So let me roll it in. I know how to fix this. There we go. So this right here, I have an overlay for it. And this is what I think it is. And if you watch it, it fits almost like a glove. Boom. See that? Boom. Look at that. That's what I think it is. I personally think it's an SUV. You guys might recognize it. But I personally think it's a full-size SUV. It looks like a full-size SUV. It's hitting all the right spots in all the right places. So I don't know. That's just my opinion, but absolutely, without a doubt, there was a vehicle at 3 a.m. It was right there, like where Kellen's the main road in. And then you take kind of a left. If you're coming from the main entrance, you go down Kellen. And when you get to Stafford, I think it's like 1, 2, or 3 roads up on the left. It might be 2 roads up on the left. I can't remember. I think it might be 2 for some reason. But you go up, you make a left, and then there's a house right on the corner. And I don't even know what direction it is. But if you're coming in the main main gate or the main entrance and you take a left on Stafford, there's a house right there on the corner lot on Kellen and Stafford, closer to the entrance, and there's one on the other side, but it's not a Stafford address. It's actually a Kellen address because the driveway comes out on Kellen. The one that I'm talking to when you turn on Stafford on the left actually has a driveway that comes out on Stafford. So that's like house number 1. That is where the video came from. They have a camera that points down on their boat that sits in the front of their house. And it just happens to capture a lot more area than I think people knew about. It's a very obvious camera. People in that community knows that there's a camera there. And the way that this car was parked, it seemed like, because it would not have been in that film at all if it was one more car linked back. If it was one more car linked back, it wouldn't have showed up anywhere. We would still be scratching our heads wondering if those were lightning bugs that we saw in the common area, honestly. But because those lightning bugs went to a cocoon that had headlights and radiant light on the back, that's what makes us believe that there was people walking with those lights over to that vehicle. And now everybody's been trying to tell us those lights were not lights and those vehicle was not there, when you can clearly see that a vehicle was there. In the video, you actually watch them turning on. These are headlights right here. And when you watch the video, it is dark, and then you see the lights come on, both front lights and brake light. So that's what you could see in the video. So I captured this, and I had to twist it because the angle of this, you couldn't tell what it was because the way the camera is angled, it made the car look like diagonal versus I had to straighten the car up so I could visualize the car. And once you straighten the image up and made it level instead of like a 45 or 50 degree angle, you could clearly see exactly what it was. So there was a car there. And like I said, it seemed like the car was at least observant of this camera, because I don't think the vehicle meant to get into that camera footage, and they almost didn't. But for one single car link. I mean, look at this. This is the back end of the car right here. You see that? It's out of frame. One more car link back, this car would have been completely out of frame. We would have never even known about it. So this is the vehicle right here that you see in this image right here. That SF, oh, you can't see it, sorry. That SF Investigates is now confirming is a vehicle, and they know who was in this vehicle, but has failed to tell law enforcement, has kept that information to himself. And I truly believe when he does tell law enforcement, it will not pan out, because I truly believe whatever name he brings up is going to be a plan B, in my humble opinion. So now I'm going to go through here and read some comments, see if we can have some answers, your commentary and speculation. We don't know. He lies as much as CP. He likes to look big and sound big. People like that know absolutely nothing. Exactly, Carla. Exactly. They think they look intelligent by stating certain facts, but it shows stupidity. Are you kidding me? Go look at his Twitter page. He's the way he speaks is I've never heard a PI speak the way he speaks. He is not a legit PI. He has never had proper PI training. Yes, he doesn't even follow his ethics. Like, I could literally list off how many freaking rules he violates possessing those PI license. It's not even funny, including but not limited to not having a contract with people that he supposedly represents. Pro bono. Even pro bono PIs are required to have a contract, because it's what they are agreeing to do for free. And what the people are authorizing that PI to do for them for free. So lots of problems when it comes to him. They all will be doing the walk of shame. I hope so, because we know that this child didn't just leave on his own. So no matter what our theories are, whether we think that that this is a custody, he's hidden out really good, or to the other side of the fence where people think it's a little more grave than that. Either way you look at this, he didn't do this alone, and somebody is responsible and needs to be held accountable for their crimes, no matter how you look at it, in my opinion. We have pieces of the timeline and the activity, but we need to fill in the gaps that were these people doing in the gap times. I agree. In the crucial gap times, there were 4 people that stated that they were asleep, 2 of which stated that they were asleep alone. That's the gap of time. What do you do with that? Right? What do you do with that? Why is that KP and SF don't head up to TR until after everyone starts putting eyes on the woman? My question is, Lisa, I got 2 parts. It's going to be kind of like a rhetorical question in part as well. Like, you're right, but wasn't SF already putting out pictures of things on his page implying he knew exactly who the guy was and that it was an old man? An old man? And then come to find out it's a woman, but he's the one that was preaching that it was a nothing burger because it was just an elderly old man trying to walk into the restaurant. It doesn't even seem like he even spoke to his so-called client about it before speaking on their behalf. Because certainly she should have been able to clear it up. She knew who she spoke to that night. Whether she knew the person or not, she knew who she spoke to. She knew whether it was a man or a woman. He is working for her. He's not working. He's not under contract. He's doing damage control is what he's doing, which I find ultimately appalling. Utterly, I can't speak today. Appalling. Chris, what does it say? So mom of 3 girls wants to know how Chris feels about Carter telling dog to release the green hoodie footage. Yeah, I don't know. Not so private PI. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Lady Roses. Thank you. God bless you. If that's, I think I missed one too. If that's 3 a.m., if that 3 a.m. has nothing to do with Sebastian, then I don't think he made it home. This car is the only reason why I think he made it home. Good point. Good point. Because why would the car be there at 3 o'clock in the morning if he wasn't there? Right. I get it. I agree with you. This does have a lot to do with what I think as well, which mine is the shoes. That's the first thing. His shoes were there. That's why I believe he made it home. Not only that, but the next thing behind that is because of the vehicle. I believe that he made it home as well. So you don't even realize you just admitted it's definitely I know. He's got to be that he's got a complex with him where he has to show everybody he's this macho man, and it's destroying his reputation. Absolutely destroying it. And how he speaks to women, because it's always women. He speaks to them very, very poorly. It's very rare you see him speaking poorly about a guy. It just shows you his character as a human being. It really does. I mean, just sit back and watch how he presents himself. Do you think that's reputable? Do you think that's professional? I absolutely do not. I think it's appalling. I would be embarrassed if I had a Twitter feed like his. Absolutely, utterly embarrassed. And that's his business card, and people actually want to use him? That's, all we can do is buyer beware, right? Buyer beware. That's it. Keep this stuff going. Constantly point out how much damage he causes from case to case. This is the 4th case in a row. Which cases am I talking about? Kylie Rodney. The Utah boy, Dylan Rounds. What about this case? And the Layla Santinello case. That's 4 back-to-back doing nothing but causing straight up problems. Just straight up problems. So I don't know. Accepted only course to get his license. He never found one missing person. Oh, he swore he found. I remember saying I'm going to call his local newspaper because he was trying to say he found like 20 people. I'm like, if you found 20 missing people, you would be there would be so many news articles about him, and you only find him meddling in these few cases here, and that's because somebody has helped him get into this and that. And trust me, he's ruining his own reputation. I don't know if Nancy Grace will ever have him back on. Nancy Grace seemed to thumb her nose down at him. I watched that interview, and I know Nancy Grace. I know Nancy, and she made him look like a fool. Not right out, but she made him look like a fool. He didn't know what he's talking about. Can we have Craddock's address? Why is API from California has control over the detectives in his office? Exactly. He sounds like he's running the show. Yet he's withholding valuable information. He knows who was in that car. Yet they haven't went and got Sebastian yet. Does that make sense to anybody? Who was the vehicle doing? What was the vehicle prior to entering the neighborhood, and what did it do after? We only have the footage from inside the neighborhood, unfortunately, because that's what was leaked to us. We don't have other footage. We have the footage we have. What PI working on a national case that has information about most important part of a child's disappearance and you don't tell law enforcement exactly. Or you dangle it in front of people like it's a freaking game. He's acting like this is a game of show and tell. I definitely wouldn't be bragging about information like that. I would be turning it over to law enforcement. We know who it is. Well, tell the rest of the world if you know who it is. Or how about this? Call it into a tip. You can remain anonymous. We know you won't. Lady Rose has gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. Thanks so much. God bless you for that. So that's really all I have for today. I think that this is hugely and wildly important. We have a person saying that they know who was in the car that was seen on the outside of the Proudfoot home at 3 a.m. in the morning with flashlights going from behind the Proudfoot home to this very vehicle. And this Yahoo is withholding it from law enforcement and everything else. Our social media should be blowing this out of the water right now. Absolutely blowing this story out of the water right now. We have verified information from these chats that this unscrupulous PI is without a doubt withholding information. Critical information in a case of a missing 15-year-old boy. And we know if he had the right person would be in jail. We have nobody in jail today. We have no Sebastian Rogers. And we still don't know who the flashlights were. Maybe he can fill us in on that. Does he know who they were too? Asking for a few hundred friends. Just saying. Just saying. There is certainly enough evidence against this PI to make a formal complaint against his licensure, not only with this license, but a few others. You know, I filed a complaint against his license back in Layla Santinello, what he was doing to Jen. And they had a 3-month investigation. I think, honestly, he was, I don't know if this for fact, but it took so long and he was so good on his Twitter up until they finally released him. It made me feel like they required him to do some schooling before they released him from this. I don't know if that's true or not because they don't tell me the ending result of the complaint. All I know is that they took it very seriously in Tennessee. They absolutely did. Might be a thought. I don't know. I believe that. I believe that. They were awfully concerned about what was in, I'm sorry, but it's true. They were awfully concerned about what was released to Dog's team, that they made a scene up at the, from my understanding, up at the Texas Roadhouse. That's nothing. I mean, have they not learned yet? You can't treat people like that without being known. I don't know. We'll see. But, thank you, Carol. But the bottom line is the people that kept saying, oh, nothing to see over here, nothing to see over here, now has a PI saying, okay, all your stupid speculation that they criticized you for was actually accurate. But don't worry, guys, we know who it is. You don't know who it is, but, you know. Yeah, I know who it is. Right? Aw, Udi, thank you. Gifted 1 Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Udi thank you. Lady Roses. Aw, thank you. So that's where I'm at. And I just wanted to air that and get y'all's opinion on it. So SF and Crabtree. Keeping info from LE. It's what it sounds. That's important. And who is it? I hope someone knows it and they can prove it also. And then they took him with an arrest. Or I hope the arrest would come if they had the right people, because we know that is connected some way to this case. So now it's no longer a trash truck. Now it is truly a vehicle. Now what Miss Bobby says about flashlights coming to a vehicle has to be true. Has to be true. The footage of Katie and SF making a scene at the restaurant is coming. TikTok. Oh, then we will all see Katie's true character. Make sure, Mom of 3 girls, when that does drop, you link it to me, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I should be the very next click you do. Send it to my email. Don't send it to me in TikTok message. Send it to my email. That's what I get the most, or what I pay attention to the most. In my opinion, SF is a hot mess, troublemaker. Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. Yes, 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 and yes. Hey, y'all. Hope everybody's having a good day. You too, Casey. You too. If I worked at the Texas Roadhouse, I wouldn't have gave it to them. Nothing they had, if they had attitudes. Exactly. I would have told them. I would have absolutely told them, we can decline service to anybody. Can you get out of my store, please? No, like, get the, you know what, out. And we don't know what the store told them. They may have told him to go get bent. We don't know. I made my pineapple chunks too big. I'll speak with her. She does not put her ego in the way of finding her daughter. She would always give her life to find her. And she has many astrologists working with her. She still hasn't been found. Yep. That's about Layla Santinello. I can just tell. I think they got Sebastian out of the way because they didn't like him. They wanted to get custody of Faith. But everything was in the process of everything moving toward him going to his dad's. It was just a few months away. I mean, this is a big bout face, you know, right when you have, after you work hard for 2 stinking years to finally have resolution, right? And then right as when the resolution is coming, that's when your child goes missing. Like, just none of this makes sense, y'all. None of this makes sense. I'm just going to stay on the side of good graces today, and we just going to say, you know, spill it, right? SF wants to brag about it. Turn it into law enforcement with receipts, not just statements. Receipts, full receipts, a full report on who these people are and what in the world they were doing, creeping on the outside of people's houses at 3 o'clock in the flipping morning. And then a child disappears shortly thereafter. Meanwhile, one of those little lights scurry back toward that house. I'd love to know who's in that car. Love, love, love to know who's in that car. But how was he going with Seth when they told CPS he wasn't in his life? It was, I don't know. I don't know what I think we assumed, or maybe it's in the reports. Maybe that's how, I don't know. I don't know how we found out. I don't know how we found out that they told the CPS workers that Sebastian's father was out of his life. Honestly, I really don't. Gina, I don't know how that conversation came up, but that makes a great question. How was he going to go with Seth when they told CPS he wasn't even in his life? That's interesting, because that's the reason why I always believed, Gina, that those CPS reports had something to do with his disappearance, because I felt like with it being an active and open investigation into the reports, the most recent one, the one of, I think, January, beginning of February, It's just awfully weird because that would most likely be open while they investigated at least several months, which would have probably butted into the time that he would be going to his father's. And if it was still open, there's a lot of hypotheticals in there, on my part, explaining this theory. But I do believe that it did have something to do with him not being able to go to his dad's. If things were getting that bad, why didn't they just call his dad to make some arrangements for a few months? It might have put everybody out for a few months, but it was just a few more months to go. I don't know. Sebastian would still have to visit his mother, so there wasn't enough. That wasn't enough, in my opinion. Kim, I've been running that across my mind for quite some time. I truly believe that Chris hated him so much. He didn't want him in his life at all. He didn't want him there. He didn't want him in the house. He didn't want him around his daughter. He didn't want to be around him. I mean, if you go back to earlier videos, even though the stepfather tried to tone it down as much as possible, you saw how he spoke of Sebastian. Nothing he said was ever really nice. When he described him about, always getting in your personal space. He didn't really, he was so happy to talk about all of Sebastian's shortcomings that are attributed to his chromosome deletion or his autism, being on the spectrum. And you could just tell how he felt about that boy, the way he described him. And you could tell the way his mother felt about him because of the way she described him. And you could tell how the teachers felt about him because of the way they described him. It's just, Cheeky Chaps is up in the house. Nice to see ya. I hope you're doing well. Had to do it in a few of these. Bullhorn, Betty. Did you wave? Did you hit me a thumbs up on your way in here? Because if you didn't, then that's the only wave you're going to get. I'm just joking, Cheeky. I'm just joking. Seth wouldn't have had a need to hire an attorney to get those CPS reports if they were about him. SF is showing he's lying for Chris and Katie, and Sumner County are very suspicious of SF trying to cover up. Interesting. He's not a PI. The only time you hire SF is if you have some type of ulterior motive, right? Whether it's for fundraising or starting, it's always nefarious when it comes to him. He's not in the cases for the right reasons, and he's definitely not in these cases for the truth. And you can see that by his behavior, by his statements, by how he works. And this is not just this case. This is case to case. He uses the same dadgum playbook from case to case. Watch, open your eyes. And most of you guys have been watching and know I'm legit when I'm saying that. So Seth should maybe find another bread outlet to trust. Looks like Vinny may be a fanboy of. Nah, I don't think so. Huh? I don't think so. I don't think he's stupid either. No. Nope. Because even now, like they'll get Gray Hughes on, but I don't even think he likes Gray Hughes' commentary, quite frankly. I think, his producers just put him on. So it's conversation. It's something new. It's not the same people over and over again. But I think every time he opens his mouth, I think he sounds like a pompous ass. I do. Not Vinny. You know who. CP was losing faith. He know that Sebastian tell the teachers he was afraid. Edgar was afraid to lose faith, and he hated Sebastian and Seth. And KP also. Interesting. Interesting. Clothes are still there, and she nor Opie have even been there. I can promise you that. Can't ignore clothes. That could be your daughter's. SF left them there that day. I've been there. Oh, okay. Oh, I just realized who you were. It's nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well. Quizzy beers. Vinny just had SF on a show over Hannah, maybe trusting the wrong guy. No, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I have a funny feeling. I know why, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. Believe it or not, I don't. It was just a story. Hey, Betty, do you know or have any idea who the 4 are represented in the card suit? Hey, Betty, do you know or have any idea who the 4 are represented in the card suit? I don't know. I don't know what the card suit refers to. Honestly, I really don't. The Hen House, thank you for being a 3-month member. Lady Roses, thank you for your love and support today. It's been great, and I appreciate it, and thank you so very much. Grace upon grace. How can he not get in trouble? How can he not get in trouble for not telling Ellie? I don't know. I think it's bogus. I really do. I think if he does bring up a name, it's a plan B. I think it's a plan B all day long. I don't know why. I just don't trust the MFer. I just don't. Right? I don't. Thank you, Carol. Merry Christmas to you, my love. Udi gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. I think I glossed over that Lady Roses also gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. Lady Roses did a super sticker. God bless you for that. And Jackie did every penny counts. Aw, thank you. Thank you guys so very much. I hope it's been great. I was going to show you Delilah, but she went over and laid because I was eating fruit and I kept moving. And while she was trying to sleep, and she got annoyed with me, so she went over to her rug and went to sleep. So I think we are. I put this out. I put the books out by the computer now. So I think we're going to start doing some our morning language of letting go at minimum. I think it's a great way to start the day. I know I've been reading it, and my days have been a little brighter because of it. I don't know why. It just puts me in a better mood. You know, it just puts me in a better mood. Yeah, I do believe that. Jen and Don, distraction. Yeah, it's been a distraction, right? That's his only MO is distract, just along with his very unscrupulous internet team, right? They're bad apples, right? And they honestly think that what they're doing is good. Like, they truly believe that doing all of this is good. It's not good. They feel like they're helping the little guy. The little guy most likely did something terrible, or at minimum is a felon for custody and child abuse. I mean, no matter how you look at it, you're helping bad people. Bad people, not good, wholesome mommy and daddies. And, you know, it's not that we like, I've met parents. I mean, even look at Harmony Montgomery. Her mom was a drug addict, wasn't concerned for her daughter for 2 years, you know, and periodically checked on her, but couldn't get a hold of her, but really didn't start blowing this up until she felt like something. Oh, I Spy's in the house. Nice to see you. And I got time. I think I saw you. Truth in Time. It's nice to see you, Michelle. And you would think that they would be blowing that up, but she didn't for a couple years. But she ended up getting sober, and she had nothing to do with her daughter's disappearance, period. You know, we didn't condemn her. We did not condemn her like we are condemning Seth, and Seth did not leave his son for 2 years. They had disagreements over his therapy, over his care. Those things got heated, whatever, but no physical. It's just yelling. So what? If we got arrested and got POs and for yelling. Every last one of us would have stuff on our criminal in court history. If yelling was the mechanism of which to get this stuff, when you're dealing with with a child that has been violated in very weird, bad ways, and you're trying to get therapy when you're fighting with your ex and the therapist, yeah, I have been known to raise my voice as well. Just to let you know, I'm a voice raiser. I don't know if you guys noticed. I mean, if the bullhorn didn't give it away. So yelling and getting loud is not something that really bothers me too much. Sometimes I feel like society doesn't get loud enough when they see an injustice, quite frankly. And when they do get loud, it's usually for the wrong injustice. But, I digress. Bullhorn, let's go to the keys. What do you say? Let's go to the keys for a few days, you and me. Oh, good gracious, child. Reach out to me reach out to my email. Not my email. You know how to get a hold of me. Wow, he's still not clear. He was at work. How did he do anything wrong? Sumner County has issues, in my opinion. Yeah, but right now, I'm going to show, I know you guys are going to be absolutely shocked that this is coming out of my mouth, okay? Absolutely, utterly shocked. But I started thinking about it, and I started pondering it over, and I started, today was church and everything like that. And so I did those 2 lives, and why I am a little upset about everything that's transpired. Shit killer. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, thank you. Lunchtime. I appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. Ah. It's so funny. Now all of a sudden I'm not annoyance to Delilah when I'm holding a plate of food in my hand. Look where she's at. What you doing down there? Hi. Oh. She's like, what is it? What is it? What is it, Mama? I want some. I want some. I want some. So let me get back to the shocking news. Okay. So it's like, I'm angry with Sumner County. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about Sumner County. What they did to me was absolutely wrong. I broke absolutely not one single freaking law in their community. I do not like Sumner County Sheriff's Department. But at the end of the day, they are working with Seth finally. And one of the goals that we had for this channel was not a goal for us. It was the goal for Seth. And that goal was him to have open lines of communication with law enforcement. And it sounds like they are making progress for that. And I know that, I've been very close with Seth and Tony and everybody, that I want to promote that healthy conversation, not hinder it, not diminish it, and want to give him a fighting chance to work with law enforcement, have meaningful discussions, and try to bring his boy home. So therefore, my earlier lives, I have moved to members only, and then those will be deleted after 30 days completely out of the system. So, and it's members only at the very highest tier, because it's designed that way, it was just bitching about Sumner County. So it was only there. It was my commentary, but again, I'm trying to show a little grace to Sumner County in this renewed effort and this renewed faith that Seth has, because at the end of the day, no matter how wrong I feel about Sumner County, there's still a boy out there missing. And I'm here, I'm breathing, I'm still fighting whatever I got to fight in Sumner County. We don't know where Sebastian is. And I want to give his dad the biggest fighting chance of finding his son and having an open line of communication with Sumner County. Now, does it mean I'm not going to, poke at Sumner County here and there for what they've done to me? Absolutely not. I'm going to be poking that bone and gnawing on that bone until my appeal is resolved and I'm exonerated, right? That's what I want. So I'm not going to stop that. But when it comes to this, I would like to keep promoting a healthy working relationship between law enforcement and Seth. And so whatever I've got to do personally to help with that, that's what I'm going to do, because at the end of the day, that was one of our main goals here, was it not? And now that it's there, I don't want to be the reason or the reason that could be diminished. So this is what Sebastian's army is all about. It's putting that child before oneself, right? And that's what we've been doing since the beginning. So that's all. It's not that I'm not angry with them. It's not that I don't have my opinions about it. It's just that if everybody's turning over a new leaf and trying to do this on a different, trying something a little different, certainly I'm going to support those efforts, right? And certainly those efforts are going to have to come from this channel first to make it worth a damn, right? Because we are the hardest cookies to crack, so to speak. All right. But I crumble for that boy, right? I crumble. I'm ooey gooey inside when it comes to Sebastian Rogers. So that's where we're at. Does it mean I'm not going to, be critical? I'm not going to be critical of law enforcement as much, and I'm not going to keep harping on the bad that they did at the beginning of this case. We are moving forward. We're moving into the right direction, and I want to make sure that I support that fully with myself as well as this channel. And I know that you guys support doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Not that it's the easiest thing to do, right? Because we all have our feelings. But I think it's the right thing to do. If this sours or they screw over Seth or they play him for like a fiddle, you know what? We'll circle back, right? We'll circle back. But at the end of the day, we want this boy home for Christmas, do we not? Not that that's going to be obtainable, but it's a goal, right? We don't know if it's obtainable or not. So that's kind of where I am. If they're willing to communicate with Seth, I don't want to know what those communications are. I only want communications that they want out in the public. I just want that open line of communication. We've talked about it in the past. It's here. We're going to definitely promote that. That we're going to definitely stand up and say that is a goal that we met, and we're going to embrace it. This is us embracing it. This is us, letting go of our hard feelings toward law enforcement and giving them a fighting chance with some positive reinforcement. There you have it, folks. So it is the holidays. Merry Christmas and bah humbug to you too. Okay? All right, cupcakes. Now get out of here. Go enjoy your day. You got a lot of family stuff to do. If you don't have family stuff to do, make family stuff to do. Okay? I love you. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, be kind to one another and just deal. Just deal. We got to be kind. Okay? God bless you. Have a great day. Oh, I almost just logged out like I do on my phone. I forgot. We got some outros here.
From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.